discussion. The discussion is for 1 hour or 30 minutes? 1 hour? Okay. So if you have some questions, I will take 2 questions, then we continue. Yes. Yeah. You can come forward, maybe.
Hello. Thank you. Yesterday we had 2 discussion points. One of them being what is happiness and what is can long-lasting happiness be achieved? And the second one was negative afflictions like anger, greed, lust. How do those get in the way, and can we be enlightened and fully be free from negative afflictions? So after our group discussions, we felt this idea coming along where we realized everything that we look at is a meaning that we've given it. So
what's that?
Everything we look at, it is a projection of the meaning we've given it.
Yeah.
So a vase is not a vase. A projector is not always a projector. It could be used as a table or as a paperweight. So the idea being that everything that we've assigned roles and ideas to is a projection. But if we connect to our inner emptiness, then everything can be infinitely potential. So everything can be emptiness, come from emptiness, go into emptiness. And so the question we came up with was, if everything is emptiness, then do ideas like happiness and negative afflictions really matter? Do we need to segregate and differentiate between the two when we can allow them all to just be emptiness and not project anything onto it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Very good. This is quite good discussion, which I think I missed that discussion. Very good, very good. So everything is emptiness. So this is a big, that's kind of a big, as a discussion it's okay. But to decide that everything is emptiness, then there could be a conflict. Then first of all, we really need to have a quite understanding what is definition of emptiness. As I have given you a hint before our break, the lunch break, what is the true nature of the phenomena? So now, when we ask the true nature of phenomena, then we need to be super careful. When we say the true nature of a human, then there will be 2 findings. One, on a convention level, the human with 2 arms, 2 eyes, 1 brain, all this, how we find the human is through this kind of a conventional finding. That is also a truth. So that's why it is known as the conventional truth. Now the most important, when we are not satisfied, that is most important. Sometimes we are not satisfied, and without this satisfaction, we try to dig out the human. I know this is human being, but still, that hand is not human being. That is not human being. That's not one. That's not one. And then we try to peel out. Like when in the discussion, this Chandakirti, when he points out what is the nature of fire. Then on the convention level, people say the heat or so on. But these, when it goes to deeper understanding, then what is the true nature of the fire? So then we are not really trying to find a fire. Because we feel fire, we see a fire, that's okay. The why unsatisfaction we try to find this, many reasons, but if I clear you one. Normally, nobody would like to research like the fire, like this kind of research. The heat is not that. We don't try to find or analyze like this. This will only researched or analyzed or checked by the mind when you feel like all this suffering, it is really coming from this so much grasping. Grasping towards what? Then you go deeper, and as I give you the example of my world grew until me, and then all this emotion comes. So where is the final we locked down to this grasping is the true, we feel it's a nature of that I. We feel, which is not the true nature. The true nature of the I is like a space. It does not exist by its own. And we should get shocked by listening to this teaching. And you people should run away from this hall. Because this is against the human the understanding, beyond. That's why Buddha taught in the 4 schools. He never started with this kind of teaching because he does not want to bring a fear into the people. Surprisingly, we don't get fear. That's really funny. That's really funny. Many great masters, the Indian masters, even Buddhist, even the Chitta school, Chitta Markasa, Savatantrika, Chitta Savatantrika school, Dodeva Sanskrit Karsile, Savatantrika, okay, Savatantrika school, the second one, third one, Chitta school, and then in the Madhyamika 2 schools, the Karsadi Rangigola Savatantrika school, and then the last Prasantrika school, which we are talking right now, the heavy stuff. So Buddha never taught so openly like this because it kind of spooks away. It's a real horror. Because if you listened to this kind of teaching without quite that you don't have this motivation like I will pay all the prices to bring down this self-grasping. Whatever I need to do, I will try my best. I will listen to any kind of teaching. Then with this sort of merit, with this kind of having accumulated lots of merit, then you listen to this Prasangika school, then there's no fear. There is like tears will roll out, goosebumps will come out, and then it's like, until now I'm roaming in this samsara because I haven't met this teaching so far. Even I met in my previous lives, but I somehow wasted my life for sure. This is how it happens. And then there are other four schools, when they listen to this kind of teaching, the true nature of the I is the ultimate truth, the emptiness. So they listen to we cannot label anything one solid 코랑기 면에 풍비 면에 강사스 제제 중세 제도메바 풍비 면에 강사스는 두두두 메바 샤다이들 안 강사는 두산 버렸어.
So the aggregates are not at all the person. When you look and to find something that you can point at within the aggregates, there's nothing within them that is the self, the person.
Yeah, like this book. When you look at this book, wow, you see, book. So you feel comfortable. But if I really wanted to frighten you, then when you say this book, then I go like this. This book? You just no. This book? No. Until all I put it together, then you will feel like a book. By one, no book. So then, what is the takeaway from this? In the yoga school, understanding will be, what are you trying to say? There's no book. There should be a book from its side. So the biggest debate between the four major schools of the Buddhism, which is designed to understand the viewpoint of nature, the true nature of self. So on this level, when the biggest discussion, when the lower school asks the question to the highest one, the Prasangika school, if there should be somewhere I within our five aggregates, the form, the form bodhisattva, the form body,
Form yang body.
yeah.
Form yang body.
Oh yeah. The body. That's better. Say that's a body. So, feeling. Tushita. How do you translate?
Discrimination or discernment.
Discernment or discrimination. Then chikarash. Duche. Composition of factors. Mental factors. Mental factors. Kalash.
Composition of factors.
Primary
consciousness.
Primary consciousness. These are the five aggregates. And the biggest statement from the lower school, they say, I should be within this, because every time it appears from within this. I would say, today I'm not happy because somebody said something, I feel sad. Through emotion, you understand that person. Feeling. So, today I'm not doing well, feeling well. So, my body is full of pain. And when we say, the short guy, tall guy, all this, from the body. And then way of his thinking, when we say, this is how he thinks, this is how that person is. So it is from the his consciousness. So all like this, it looks like the self, or I should within this. If it is not within that, then why should I say that represents from these aggregates? Well, is it clear? From my side, it's so clear. The obstacle is my English. 제자들이 강사스니디 풍부응연이 못도스 풍부응연이 유비 좀 가르쳤나 아니 말한주 강사스니 드시게도 전비 풍부를 떼내는 시대부터 봤어. 떼내는 시대부터.
So the characteristic or the definition of the person is, we think it's something within the aggregates, but actually the person exists in dependence on the aggregates, through depending upon the aggregates.
Because whenever through my aggregates, I try to say I, through my aggregates. I cannot say through your aggregates, I cannot define me. So that is our number one argument, saying that I should within the five aggregates. So the old schools, from the lowest school, Suvatantrika, Jaramaha, or Vabashiga, until the Savatantrika Madhyamika, all brings what is the self. They represent some aggregates, like Chitta Mantra school. That if you analyze, then it is the consciousness. Good reason, because one solid reason is when you say I'm born, I'm dying, everything, it is about the consciousness, the continuum, the consciousness. So that is this Chitta Mantra's statement, that if you point down where is that I, then we have to point to the consciousness. So not going much more towards that, going back to your question, now the emptiness. Emptiness shouldn't, if you say everything is emptiness, then the danger is we will feel nihilism. There's nothing. If there's then nothing, then what we are discussing? We should all go enjoy Dharamsala. Do whatever. There is one school, Indian school, saying life is uncertainty. Uncertain. So we are born here not to suffer, to enjoy. So enjoy as much as possible. So there's no future and past, and so you just enjoy. So here, it's so beautiful how it presents this school, the highest school, the Prasangika school, the emptiness. Because it's emptiness, things can function. oh, that is something that really amazes us. Because normally people think, because it's emptiness, things cannot function. So because now this is total different way of understanding. So that's why when we talk about, in Buddhism, when we talk about two truths, ultimate truth and then conventional truth, also known as the second truth as a relative truth. Relative truth is always the second truth, and the first truth is the ultimate truth. Unless you don't understand the ultimate truth, there is no way to understand the relative truth. Why? How much you say it's dependent, it's relative, it depends on that and that and that and so on. If you don't see the true nature of the phenomena, then you always cling to the one solid inherent existence of the thing. You, me, all the phenomena, you cling so solidly towards that truly existence. Once you always think there is a truly existence of a thing, then how much you say it's functioning, it's dependent, it is world's top number one lie. You might be thinking, I'm saying it right. No, you are not. Because how much you say you are dependent on that. This water is totally dependent. This hot water is totally dependent to this cup. That means water cannot stand by its own. We need to understand that. So, but our understanding, there is solid water which is the things that it does not need to depend on anything. Truly existence. The truly existent cause, truly existence result, and we say it's dependent on each other, there's a huge contradiction. I have to stand up with the help of somebody. So I'm solely dependent on other. That means I cannot stand up by my own, which is the truth. I cannot stand up by my own. If this is solely true, then you will understand that I'm solely dependent on others. Similarly, my five aggregates, whenever I say things has to function, I'm dependent on my five aggregates. That means if I'm totally dependent on five aggregates, that totally means there's not solid I. That really captures my attention, the beauty of this, how one's tearing it down and bringing it up in a very nice way. Like when we say Tushita, we will text our friend, I'm enjoying my time in Tushita. Or you could say, I'm really annoyed by this yellow guy telling some nonsense in a Tushita. But we all think, I'm in a Tushita. Then, what is Tushita? We say Tushita. We are not here to refute Tushita, but we say Tushita like we know it. Yes, we know it. But then, this without unsatisfaction, we try to search the Tushita. Is a finding of the ultimate truth of Tushita. not the Tushita, actual Tushita. The actual means the relative one. Relative Tushita, we think we really know it. But this is very debatable. I am on the level saying, unless you don't understand or have a realization of the ultimate truth, knowing the ultimate truth of Tushita, how much you say, I know Tushita, we just say, okay, you know Tushita. How much you say, I know myself, but unless you don't see the true nature of my I, then how much you say, I know myself. On the worldly level, we have to accept it. Yes, you know it. But on the true nature or the true truth, the ultimate level, then we cannot define Tushita, which is the real identity of the Tushita. Identity.
Or entity.
Not entity. Entity is not.
Entity is no.
Identity.
Identity.
Identity. Yeah, that's better. Identity. Like identity card.
Yes.
Right? It's really funny if you say you are from Spain. Then your identity is your passport, right? Because your government does not believe in you. I'm just kidding. Your 5 aggregates, it doesn't work here. So you need a proper document. That's the document of your identity. It's very funny. Yeah, so we should be careful by saying emptiness. It is not to actually refute everything. When you come to understand the emptiness, then what automatically connects you to the next step is you will have a far much better understanding that things can really function because it's emptiness. That's the beauty. And from that, when you see things function, and it's like an illusion, and there's no grasping anymore from that day. Because you are like the magician. And now everything is coming out from your spell. Even you see a huge elephant in front of you, which you create from your mind. And you will enjoy the magnificent, elegant looking elephant. But you will not have so much grasping to it. And still you enjoy it. What is the name of that person who really enjoys that show? It's called Arya. So we cannot enjoy like that. That's why we are called sentient beings. They're not sentient beings. Ordinary beings. So now ordinary, extraordinary, only differentiates between seeing how the true nature is, and then he started enjoying. That's called extraordinary, Arya. And we also see this from that part. We call also part of seeing, that they really see it. So emptiness. Everything has emptiness on it, but everything is not emptiness. This is how you should keep in your mind. Okay? So the Tibetan so the kare, Tibetan the kare pyoge. Thank you.
Teki seni karere, teki nyumon dena, teki mune seni ba nyum tukirebe, ani nyumon mariba pang, tada pang tamam yurebe.
So once you can bring down this grasping, then whenever you, as we say, we enjoy the food, we see the beautiful things, and there's no kind of attachment coming towards it. There is no aversion coming that you can see as the things really how it is. So that this is also can be known as the true happiness. Otherwise, our happiness is always gentle pushed by attachment. And then it leads with so much kind of a deep grasping, and which is really locked down to the pure I very strongly. Which is, if it is true as it is, then no, we cannot do anything. This is how it is. But through the analyzing, through your investigation, we can really prove that is a mistaken mind. So if we go through this mistaken mind again and again, so now we will come to this point where in the text it says, in the latter part, she told me about the Sibi Punzola Devarism. Duga number on Rodo Gombe, Nimbu, Duneda, Midugo, Gombora Chena, Tedal, Dollar, Magona Dimudan, Dushal, Pelne, Sibi Koloko, Sumbi, Sibi Nimi Gomba, Neducho, said Shitaba.
I think it's from beginningless time we have been conditioned.
Too much sun on you? You're enjoying? That's good.
So from beginningless time you've been conditioned? Yeah, that's right. From beginning From beginningless time you have been conditioned to believe that the wonders of cyclic existence are sources of happiness, and you have habitually projected upon them a false image of beauty. But if, as a remedy, you train yourself to meditate on suffering and unpleasantness, you will put an end to these wrong ideas. Chandragurmin says that if you neglect to meditate on these, ignorance and attachment will increase, and you will continue to fuel the process of cyclic existence. Hence, it is vitally important to meditate on the faults of cyclic existence.
So now, it is such an important piece. This should be highlighted in your life. Every time when we say, I'm enjoying, I love, or this emotion really strong comes, that you have to bring awareness. Whether I'm attaching towards the false image or not. So then, it will really help you to not to bring more suffering which leads from that. Because if it is a mistaken mind, it's not just a mistaken mind, it is completely
totally contradictory mode of apprehension or way of apprehending.
It's completely what you are seeing and how it is totally like contradictory, then there's a problem. So that, because it's a contradictory, then all the wrong views of leading to the suffering, it comes. But once you see the real, the truth of the nature, then you will see things, feel things and everything, but you will appreciate that, and then you will not fall to this false image. And then that's why we call it no more suffering. Okay, so Dirisha. Okay, so that connects beautifully to the person who asked the question. So you can connect to that. And this one, when I always read this, at that, when I was trying to practice this, which I told you to highlight, every time I go through this paragraph, I always remember one of my friend. He likes this scientific researches. So one time he told me, he said, scientists made one kind of research on a frog. Normally the frog is their favorite subject. So they brought a frog and put into boiling water. And then the frog automatically jumps away from that. And then what did the scientists do? They put the same frog into the cold water. And then they put on the fire, and it slowly, the water stopped boiling. The frog really forget to jump. He really enjoys that, and then he dives into this. So this, every time when this teaching, when you say like, first when you say like, I'm really enjoying, and then if you really don't get spooked away by like, I'm trying to, all this, what I'm really enjoying, all this, if you don't bring an awareness of this, I'm holding to the wrong image or not, the wrong image of I, the truly existence, this, if you don't stop from the beginning to this kind of finding, then if you let, normally we do, how much we practice, how much we do that, then you set yourself free from your Dharma practice or this awareness, then we normally do whatever this mind plays again on you, and then we are under the sway of the negative emotion and through this wrong image. And we always, when we are suffering, we always try to find the cause from outside. We will never say, we will never cry that why I have this negative emotion. We will never say that. So the great Shantideva, he said in the chapter 6 on the way of Bodhisattva's life, ordinary people will always find enemy from outside. But the practitioners, they always find enemy within yourself. So then automatically you say, I forgive. There is a room for you to bring the forgiveness, because actually you are not here to, in this world, you cannot control somebody's emotion and somebody's problem like that. But you have to control your emotions. So then how you would say like, If you can control your emotions and everything, and then you might have thousands of enemies, but if you can control your emotions so well, then who's really suffering? Not you. The outer enemies are really suffering, but you are really kind of free. So this is something, if you wanted to have this kind of attitude, then we have to bring the idea of looking into your inner enemy. That Shantideva says, this if you bring a hatred towards that, it's number one. If you feel like I really somehow give a hard stare to this kind of negative emotion I have, this is such a good start. And you have a ill will, ill will towards your negative emotion. This is such a great practice. You really want to eliminate and kill this negative emotion. This is your future. This is the path that you have to choose. So then you start practicing Dharma. That's it. So this is how you have to come in and then go deep inside, knock on the door of the emptiness business. Otherwise, we will listen to the emptiness and then you just sound like, oh, this sounds good, and then leave it. Because you are not really finding the antidote for your problem. You are here just, I have so many friends, and they will come with so many different types of medicine. It says, it's so good for you. My table under the table, it's full of medicine. I really don't know how to use that. I think like I don't need that. So similarly, sometimes the teaching on emptiness, Buddhista, become wasted on us. Because we never felt this, the quench, to quench the thirst. Well, we don't have that. So this is, as a beginner, as to search for the peace, to liberate from the samsara, for the beginner. When we say beginner, or the preliminary practice, this is our number one thing to keep in our mind, and then you need to appreciate this teaching. Okay, so then now I'll take one more question. What is Judu? Oh, Judu Shiva. It's until 5, right? Okay. One more question? Yeah.
Hello, thank you. I want to ask, because now I'm a bit confused. So before I thought everything was emptiness, and even like, I don't know, high concepts like consciousness or the primal Gnostic awareness. If I really think about it, like even in the Heart Sutra, it says there is no tongue, no ear, no eye, no consciousness, like in this absolute state. So then what do you mean when you say not everything is empty? Mm-hmm. So what would be not empty?
Please have said. Chönamki rangshin tartubode karares. Chewondu zembe, chönamki rangshin tartubela, ani ranjogi korangi cheju, kogi yuanden, kogi muenim mebatangyares. Chönamki rangshin tartubode.
So when we look at what is the final nature, or the ultimate, the final nature of all things, all phenomena, it's that they are not their characteristics, they are not their qualities. So their final nature, ultimate nature, is not those things.
Toshira Yingbi Narola Tanda Hanzu Pijenti Kari Dadi Yadi Rock Chenche Chezanga Sheripudan, Papa Chendisi, Borolia, Dinaro discussion chill, Palo Chana, Tomachel, and should any Pumbunga Rangshin, Pumbunga Rangshin Kares, Sigrimato, Pumbunga Kares, Sigmaris, Pumbunga Rangshin Kares, Pumbunga Rangshin, is Maros.
So if we pay attention to in the Heart Sutra, it's the conversation between Shariputra and Avalokiteshvara, Timothy. If you pay attention to their conversation, it's saying that the nature of the phenomena is not this, not this, not this, not this. The nature of the phenomena is not those things. It's not saying, for example, the aggregates are not that. It's saying the nature of the things, like the nature of the aggregates is not this, not this, not this.
제가 말한주기 아니 최남기 최남 호랑기 문에도 수여가 차로도 전에 호랑기 문에 여가 차로 용해야지 디기는 신리베스 상대의 땅 디기는 신리베스 디기는 신디나 정신신이들 요매가지고 딱 땡부지고 디 되니 샤바 짠짠이 요즘에 되니 샤바 지라 그 정신시 투여가 말했어.
So when we look for the
최단기 정신세야디 아니 간대지 거래서나 아니 마트베랑신지 지금 뛰는 시제를 주고라 또 뛰는 차로 마트베랑신 차로 제장가 말하는 최단지 코랑기 면에 매봐 시도 좀 마트가 또 스테이지 주고다.
So when the way that things appear, the nature of the things appear to have a certain nature, but when we analyse to look to see what that nature, see about that nature, if the things appear to have a nature, if they actually had that nature would have to be something very stable, and it would be something that doesn't depend on anything else. But actually, when we look and see, we find that things, the phenomena have this reliance upon other. They exist through depending upon other, so they don't have this stable existence, so they don't have this nature of themselves.
So the true nature of me is my five aggregates. Then when you see my five aggregates, then you really don't need to say this is Serkong Rinpoche. You just have to know me like that. Because the true identity is identity. It's revealing from itself. We don't need to
if things really existed from their own side, then they wouldn't need to depend upon others. So because things exist through depending upon others, then we see that they don't have this nature of not depending. We see that they can't have their own nature.
So this is the one of the strongest statement of the Prasangika school. Once you say it's dependent on that, then you have to say these things cannot there's no truly existence by its own. Period. So things cannot exist by its own is the true nature of that. So once you understand that, then what it connects you to the next level is so beautiful. Then how much you say it's dependent. And then it functions. then it's really without any grasping, without any kind of you are not under the sway of the negative emotions, and especially the true, the solid grasping, then you can really go with the flow. This is very important. So either you can take this path or our old style. So truly hold to truly existence, and then with this wrong conception, and then we try to enjoy life, and then attachment, and then problem, and then connects. So in Buddhism, when we take a refuge, it's so beautiful. When we take a refuge, we are not taking the Buddha and Sangha as our main refuge. We proudly say this. The main refuge is actually the cessation and then the emptiness. The cessation is to cease the suffering once and all. And where to cease? On the emptiness. All the suffering started from not understanding emptiness. Now once you see the emptiness, all the problem is seized on that. So that's why we take refuge. Our true refuge is in the Four Noble Truths, truth of cessation, the truth of cessation, and the path. And then of course we need to remind how whenever we take a refuge in the outer refuge like Buddha Shakyamuni, Buddha Shakyamuni is as a monk, and he has the quality of this cessation and so on, which you cannot bring it to you in like you meditate and then dissolve that into you, but then this is your outer refuge, this is your causal refuge. At the same time, when you take a refuge, then your resultant refuge, which is your future, that you need to connect it together. Then taking refuge becomes complete. So this I hope it's clear. Okay. So now we are moving on. 미두고 공부친 대답도 제가 막고는 띠무고 되자 편에 시비 프로고 송비 님이고 신도 내도 치고 다디 오마다 가라 디시리 지부 등등 통모를 남겨줘 로장 시스 안 삼바장을 대개비세 대라 로도세와 아니 타버를 되게 남겨주는 신당 오스 당보니 타버 되니기 롱송하다 대개비 타서 당보니 다디베야고 요리 디 subject이 아니라 맞는 로션 뒤로 건설 타르바 시바니스 디 단다 건설다 숙자서들이 타르바 세대 다지나는 건설 제시모 뭐 거의길이 이내 디나로다 타르베기 대시 닝좀 쉬죠 타르바 시바니 징벌을 절바대 대양 레당 용문이니 코를 칭칭제이나 디니지 원기 감기 원기 더 감라서바 숨당 som당서 르웨 찬 체나 탈로서고 아마 두다 깨내기 권에 냐로서고 시르 풍부 닝참 조원에 징빙 오인비 텔레 조원에 타고
So a little bit up from there, a bit more. Yeah. Okay. So the faults of we continue with the outline. The faults of psychic existence are explained in three parts: The mental training, the measure of the determination to be free, dispelling misconceptions. And the mental training, this is explained in two parts. Identifying the mind intent on liberation, the method for developing the mind intent on liberation. Identifying the mind intent on liberation, here this is a really beautiful explanation. So there are many explanations on explaining what this mind, identifying the mind intent on liberation, but here there's a very beautiful explanation, a presentation of this mind intent on liberation. So liberation means freedom from bondage, and what binds you to cyclic existence is karma and the afflictions. Under their power, the aggregates are reborn in a threefold manner. In the terms of the 3 rounds, they are reborn in the desire realm and so forth. The desire realm and so forth. In terms of kinds of beings, they are reborn as the 5 deities, humans, animals, hungry ghosts, and hell beings, or 6 kinds of beings, the 5 plus demigods. And in the types of birth, they are reborn in 4 ways: by birth from womb, birth from eggs, birth from heat and moisture, and spontaneous birth. Since this is the nature of bondage, freedom from rebirth impelled by karma and the afflictions is liberation, and the desire to attain that liberation is the mind intent on liberation.
So basically, whenever, now the Buddhist way of understanding liberation is getting free or getting the liberated from the rebirth. What kind of rebirth? That rebirth which is under the sway of the karma and the affliction. So now, in order to say this, we have to bring some certainty that are we under the sway of the negative emotion and the karma. If you don't bring this certainty, then how much you read this, then you are just repeating, but you don't feel anything. Somehow everybody believes that we are under the sway of the negative emotions. Do you want me to prove it? So once you get so angry in a party, okay? In a party, then many people dress up so well, and then you got in a fight, and then you had a bad reputation. And then you wanted to ask for forgiveness from the other person. Then what is your best excuse and way to say it? I'm so sorry about yesterday. I wasn't myself. We say that. We say that a bit with humble. Actually, it's very true. But sometimes we don't mean it. There's a problem. If you really mean it, then this is the true practice. Yes, every time when we are under the sway of the negative emotions, it's not like we have a control on that. Something that we feel it's controlled by something. So we need that. Then the difficult part is, because anger, the fight, all this violence, we don't like it. So we say we are under the sway of this emotion, anger. Once I lose my temper, all this. But it's very rare for us to say that when you are under the sway of the attachment, then we don't say that. We don't say, I have a strong attachment towards you. That sounds so bad. But then we will use something else. We say, I love you very, very much. You are truly the one. We say that. But deep inside, it is the attachment that is strong. very strong. But then you feel this attachment is needed to bring my peace, happiness. So there's nothing wrong bringing happiness and so on, having a very happy life ahead. No problem. The problem is the attachment has three faults together. It comes with a package. One is you have to sacrifice three things once you have an attachment, which we are always not ready for it. The one thing is that if you don't get what you really desire for, there's so much pain. And the second one is, even you got that what you really wish for, you are luckiest person. Throw the flower, you got it, you got your dream girl or boy. Now, second thing is more danger, no satisfaction. You get one, you got the second one, and third one, and this is the comes with the package of the attachment. And even you are quite good with controlling your emotions, and you are also loyal and so on. The third one is most painful. You need to let go when the time has come. It's so painful. So these all three come in the attachment package. So, and still, we really feel that we need it. So this, when I say attachment, many people are, my happiness, my happiness, my happiness. But I'm not here talking about my happiness. This, you don't need that happiness. But I'm saying, yes, looking and searching for happiness is good. But the problem is, what is coming next, which you are always not ready, is the influenced by this wrong image. The wrong image we talked about. That solitarily, if you have that, I will be super happy. If I don't have that, I will be not happy. You cling so much to there. That kind of fixation, the attachment. How this attachment becomes powerful from the influence of what you see is truly existence of that, something that you desire, that you see that truly existence there, very solidly. That is something. So, very importantly, now, in where I was this even to bring rebirth and the continuum of our consciousness is through our desire. Like I wanted to, if I have a strong wish to go to the Kangra, then whatever some kind of money that I have collected, everything and something, then automatically it becomes a push. All these merits, all this collection becomes you to go to Kangra. Right? So you have a desire to eat a momo in a Tibet kitchen in McLeod Ganj. You people don't know that, it's very good. But, so you have that, and then you have so much money collected, and you feel like, oh, I should go. And then the wish, the desire has to come, and it has to give you a push. Sometimes we say it's like it throwing, right? Propelling. So similarly, all this bringing all this rebirth. It's like, what is the subtlest desire to subtlest desire or attachment at the time of our death, that wish not to die, you wanted to feel like I wanted to continue. This desire is the one which it really connects you to the next life. So powerful. Even you say, oh, the death is coming, I have no worries. How much you say that you feel like, I don't want to die. Just slightly you have small, this kind of desire. I don't want to die, it's attachment. Then it gives you to go to all this. So then how much the karma which you are near, the karma that you have collected in the past to come as a deity, as a human, an animal, hungry ghost, whatever you are near to that, then you have a desire to ripen that, then it goes. So the attachment. So if you don't have attachment, and then some say to abandon the attachment is the liberation. You're right. Then we go a little deeper in this kind of debate, and then without not knowing the truly existence and clinging to that false image, then ultimately there is a subtlest of the desire will be there. So that's why it becomes very important to need to know the true nature in order to get a liberation. So this is quite a nice way to say I wanted to cease the rebirth. I wanted to cease the rebirth because I want liberation. If I cannot cease the rebirth, there's no liberation. If you go back your home and you say in Tushita, what you learned? You say, I was taught to cease the rebirth. It will shock your family. But then if you tell your family, in Tushita I was taught to get rid of dying, get rid of sickness, aging, suffering, the family will be super happy. And then they will ask you, how? Then you can say, my main mission is to cease the rebirth. Freaked out. If they believe in rebirth. If they don't believe in rebirth, they just like, you got brainwashed. Yeah. So this is something very important. It is saying we have to see for longer vision, right? Far vision.
Far-reaching vision, long-term vision.
Long-term. Yeah. Because having this human intelligence, we are built to do that. We are not built to use some kind of to make some bomb and kill other people. The brain should use to how to control our negative emotions, how to seize that once and forever. High Because hypothetically, I cannot say.
Hypothetically.
This is very difficult to say. Hypothetically. What's going on? In Canada, when I was taught like, if something, that means hypothetical. It never comes to me. My classmates make so much fun. Serkong repeat that, I say no. So, even the liberation does not exist. Even the Buddha does not exist. But the most beautiful way to control your negative emotion is such a beautiful. Through that, actually, this is the only chance for us when we talk about world peace. Many people want world peace. And the world peace means like all the leaders should be very peaceful. All the people should be. That nobody can do this. Sometimes I feel like hopeless. Who can fix? Because they are all the leaders of the people who are bombing here and there. They have such a great excuse, and sometimes they feel this brave, like I'm doing this for peace. I'm bombing this country to peace. It's really funny, but this is how they explained us. So it's very difficult. Then now most important is the peace is something that if we try to fix other people, it's so tiring. Try with your family. Try with one person. I give you 1 year. You will be most unsuccessful person. No way. But then it's better to fix your own problem. And then looking into your negative emotion, try to reduce as much as you can put the emptiness and all a little bit behind, and how much you can control your negative emotions. Then one time you say, don't want to control it anymore. I want to become kind of without any motivation, without any wish. It becomes natural for me. And then you will totally have to knock on the door of emptiness. Otherwise, there's no other way than that. Then it becomes so relevant. So for that reason, this bit of teaching here, when my teachers bit instruction for me, my teacher would never encourage me to say, what is the cause of the suffering? The cause of the suffering is not you shouldn't say negative emotions. You shouldn't say ignorance directly. Somehow it is linked up. Normally we say that, right? And my teacher told me, we should always directly, if you really want to blame, like, who did this naughty thing, then you wanted to pinpoint to one exact one, then you should directly pinpoint to the root of all the suffering is rebirth, because I'm born. That's so powerful. Because I'm born, that has to come. That is very actually relevant teaching, I felt. Because one family Indian family asked His Holiness Dalai Lama how to overcome death. And His Holiness just spontaneously just said, well, if you take the death as a part of your life, then you will accept it. If you take the death as something that it is coming, it shouldn't be coming, then there's a problem. Which is really true. We slowly accept aging, which we really don't like. If you ask a question in the West, you will not dare to ask your age. I was told, don't ask question. Why? Nobody likes aging. Even in Asia, we ask like, how old are you? I'm 22 years old, 42 years old, 60. They will say, but they don't like to become an older person. They don't want. Who wants that? The life doesn't agree with that. So, sickness. All this, but the amazing thing is, like it has, like a rebirth, we never complain. Suffering, we complain. Aging, we complain. And then what is that? Sickness, where?
Birth, aging, sickness, and
Dying, we complain. Because at the time of the death, actually, there's no options left. So then we stop complaining, but deep inside you're crying. So if you really wanted to complain all these remaining three, then automatically it is so logical. The rebirth is the one. Whether you are beautiful, ugly, tall, short, Western, Eastern, the problem, all the problem start when you're born. That's for sure. So, but it's a very hard practice actually, to accept like that. So, true practitioner is always have to look for this answer. So that's why the Buddha Shakyamuni, the Siddhartha, before he became Buddha, he was restless. He was so restless to search for the truth. We always hear. And then when I was very young, I always hear the story of Buddha saying, when he sees a dying person, he was amazed by, what is that? He sees aging person, he will ask, what is that? I thought, like, I know what it is. Why Buddha has to get surprised? So what is that actually? There should be something behind that. So the Buddha can connect everything. Aging, dying, sickness, all this suffering always come once we are born. So now I wanted to look for some teaching that will give me teaching how to cease the rebirth, which is the definition of the liberation, moksha. You have a question?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You have 8 minutes.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks. It's related, I would say, to the topic we're talking about. Let's see. Wrote it down. So from I understand it, we come to this life in order to clean our karma. Mm-hmm. When I look at a newborn, a baby, I see freedom. I see this no grasping, they are like open, liberated in many ways.
Mm.
So to me it seems like we're kind of forgetting. And if we came to this life in order to clean karma like this, why do we talk so much about escaping samskara?
What do you mean escaping?
I hear it all the time in the texts of escaping samskara, like free ourselves from...
Free ourselves from? Samsara.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yes.
samsara,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, free ourselves because we're caught in this wheel of life.
Yes.
But if we come here with the mission in a sense to cleanse, and we come to earth in this liberated open way, isn't it more of a practice to accept life as it is and embrace all suffering that is here instead of trying to escape it?
Yeah. Do you see some contradiction when you say this? The first, let's talk about the baby. Are you a father?
No.
Okay, here we go. I'm not father, but I have witnessed so many babies. They really look very fragile. They are super sensitive. Oh, they are not. I can, from the beginning when they are born, I can see they are trying to complain of something. They start complaining. If they are not crying, they are not breathing. That's what I was told. In order to breathe, you have to do something to make them cry. This is the welcome to the Mother Earth. Secondly, do we feel free? That's the biggest question. When we are saying we are in the cyclic of the existence, right? You say?
Cycle of existence.
Cyclic?
Cycle.
Cycle?
The name cyclic existence, or Rinpoche is describing the cycle of existence.
Cycle of existence. Cycle of existence. It means like from the ignorance mind until the death, you were turning something each and every second, millisecond. Oh, it's coming like that. So, actually under the sway of the negative emotions. Even just we to meet, it's through our karma. You buying ticket and me coming here, nobody actually created this beautiful meeting. It is through our karma, somewhere all got into the pieces into together, and this is how this conversation is happening. And we are not free. And even to talk about this other, whether we are free or not, it is out from our to karma. So it's hard to believe actually. Sometimes if you really don't know how to say we are under the sway of the emotion. It sounds like it's karma as a god. Then it's like you are doing underneath of that control. So taking this breathing, surviving through the karma, die through the karma, and live through this karma. So it is very necessarily, as I told you, the root of this suffering, which you said your question is related to what I said. So, because we are born, yes, please. So this is very positive karma. that you have created. So when we are under the control of the karma and the emotions, and then how much we are happy, how much you are in a luxury life, billionaire, millionaire, whatever, still you will suffer. But it's beautiful. One of my friends, Rinpoche, he said, do you know what? People, the low budget people who are staying in a 5-star hotel, they are having amazing life. But they really don't know the person who is staying in the 5-star hotel, these business people have a 5-star suffering. Their suffering is a 5-star suffering. We don't say that. Just like, wow, amazing. Yeah? So that's very true. That's very true. So now they have to realize until how much rich, how much you have the prosperity. In this statement here, the beginning, a little bit up. From the beginning, down. Little bit down. Yes. From beginningless time, you've been conditioned to believe the wonders of the cycling is a source of happiness. So imagine how much you say, I'm really enjoying, and then somehow you found out that you are having all this amazing life in a prison. How does that sound? In a prison, not that in like some ordinary prison that hardly you can get food on time, you are bullied by someone, not that kind of prison that you normally see in the movies. A really nice prison. You get the food on time, you have beautiful ladies roaming around, handsome boys roaming around. Oh, then you can go there and fly there, but still, you are chained up, invisible chain, which is caught by your negative emotions and the karma. Because the awareness won't be there, so you will not complain. So the Buddha was so smart from the beginning. Even he has power to become, nobody is fighting for his throne. His father really wish him to go give his throne to him. He's the rightful heir. But he gladly refused to take this because he says, the 5-star prison, I can feel that. I don't want to rule in this, which is already prison like samsara. I don't want to become a king of that. There's no fun to become the king either. I wanted to get out from this suffering, and then I wanted to become the king once again. So then after that he came with liberation, and he gave teachings to his father, his son. He all liberated them. Which is beautiful, because if you do research, many people will complain. You need to keep this in mind, because once I was receiving a teaching from my teacher in Saranath, where Buddha gave his first teaching, on Four Noble Truths. So my teacher was giving teaching, and then there was a translator, a Korean translator. She was translating. And then a bunch of some tourists came, and then they listened to my teacher's teaching, and then one person, one Indian, approached and said, I like the teachings of the Buddha so much, but as I'm a father, if the Buddha still is here, I will sue him. Because he left his the infant with his queen or wife, and he just ran away. That's very careless, father. That I cannot agree with. If he's alive, I want to sue him. That's what he said. And my teacher gave like a smile and just didn't answer to him. Later I asked my teacher, why did you answer that? Because the way he asked the question, I think it's not suitable to answer that. He's not here to actually ask the question. He's trying to bring an argument, so better not to answer. But in the future, if somebody asks you a question like this, with a deep concern to know the answer to that, you know the answer to that? Then I said, no, please give it to me. So he said, if you do a research about his son, there are 16 arhats. So one of his son, the one son, Rahula, is the one of the arhats. And all of the arhats, this only arhat has given such a strong teaching on emptiness. That these days, each and every one of us in practice, we recite that. So, who on the earth can graduate his child with this kind of education, this kind of realization? So Buddha did it. So how could Buddha careless? He returned back and gave the teaching to his father. That's the most amazing thing. So, like this, now I will stop here. When we talk about helping others, and we need to ask a question, what is the best way to help others? We might say generosity, that person, what needs, give it to him, her. If you could give him a kind of antidote that he does not need to suffer anymore, what is the bigger gift than that? That Buddha has given to his son, and he realized that. That's why he gave up this whole prison-like samsara and prison-like his throne. He didn't see this throne as to enjoy. He's suffering. So he wanted to break this chain, and then he come back with this gift to others. So still these days we can discuss about it. We can see many this morning from this lineage prayer. They are all using these techniques and then realize that, and then they become peaceful. Until His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We say His Holiness the Dalai Lama is so grateful, but His Holiness says this is due to the kindness of the Buddha. Man of peace. I got this kind of calming my mind through the Buddha Shakyamuni. So that's very important. So to conclude today's session, what is the moksha? liberation. And how you have to say, if you liberate from the rebirth, especially if you wanted to put two things on there, saying to free from negative emotions and karma, that kind of rebirth, then you are totally free, moksha. Otherwise, we are the slave of our emotions. And then we need to move on like that forever. And maybe in worse conditions sometimes. So this just keep in your mind, and this is very, how here it is defined about the liberation is so powerful. So please keep this in mind. Okay, thank you very much. So see you tomorrow. Let's do the dedication. Now I think we don't need to do the longer prayer. We can do which is the page? This having thoroughly investigated in accord with all that I have heard. You got it? Yeah. Day and night, through the four reasonings, mind-born of reflection
on these topics of contemplation, made it determine sever all doubts.
Thank you.
Gangira Bekove Shigami Penan Deva Maru Jungwene Jere Zivon Tenzinga Zoyi Jabe Site Vadu Tengyurji.
Then one more on the 340 up. This is 340, not that one. 340 in whatever direction the most. Before that. Yeah, it's still in the number prayer. Oh yes, just do that. Yeah. In English, please.
In whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid.
Thank you, that's good. Thank you. Perfect. This is very beautiful because out of compassion, this is the direction most precious teaching not yet observed, may I reveal the treasure of the happiness and aid. So throughout the compassion, wherever this kind of teaching who really needs to need to be heard. So wish that we can reach there. So this is.
Can we also do the long life prayer?
No, that's fine now. It's good. Very good. Okay, thank you.